Okay, I'm back with the Kawasaki engine. Yeah, it is a Kawasaki. I was able to find, there's underneath some dirt on the shroud. So, I just called up a dealer, and it's going to cost about $120 to get all the parts for this engine. Which isn't too bad. I could only get one of these pieces here. Apparently it's discontinued, and I was only able to get one, which I should be good with just one. Everything else in the engine seems to be okay, but I'm going to wait to get the parts until I tear down this engine. I want to tear the head off and take the flywheel off, take the crank out, make sure I can get that piston out safely, and that there's no other issues with the engine. Then order up the parts. I am getting a parts washer. I gotta go pick it up later on this afternoon. Hopefully it should be in, so go pick that up. And the solution as well, so all that nice lovely stuff. But even the parts guys were saying they're surprised it didn't take out the block. I said, yeah, it didn't take out the block. Block seems to be fine. And they said normally when that goes, you lose the entire back of the block, which I've seen it happen on other videos. It takes out the entire back of the block. So, but I am going to pull the head. But I got a new head gasket coming. I should have ordered this gasket for right here as well. I might be able to salvage it. I'm not sure yet. But other than that, that's pretty much it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flush from the top of the cylinder down with the parts cleaner. Because the piston hasn't really moved much, because I don't want it to scrape. The piston's sitting just right around here. So, that's the bottom of the piston right there. So hopefully there's no issues and there's no major scraping on that cylinder wall. That's my only worry I have. That's why I didn't order up the parts right away. That's the only worry I have, is there's major scoring inside of there. So, but if it's just a little bit of scoring at the bottom and the piston still moves up and down freely, I'll be okay. But I'm hoping for no scoring, but I'm thinking there's going to be a little bit. So I gotta wait on that, wait till I get a parts washer, and then go yay or nay on this engine. That's basically what's stopping me on this engine, is if that's scored or if there's any other issues, which I don't think there is. I'm just mainly worried about the cylinder right now. So I guess that's it until later, and I can get the rest of this engine torn down. So I'll talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment. And yes, this video is on my camera phone. I brought my video camera out here earlier, and I thought it was plugged in last night, but it was dead. Bye for now. Okay, I got some very good news. I got the rest of the engine torn apart, and I've given it a quick washing in the parts washer. I got the parts washer sitting outside. I don't really have room in here. I've seen people put them outside before, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet. It stinks. That's the only thing, and I just don't want it to stink like the Varsol in here. So it's the main reason why I put it outside. I don't really see an issue in doing that. I do have it covered up. So, anyways, back to the engine. I've cleaned it once. I will go over and I will clean it again. That's not cracks. That's just dirt in the casting. But the inside of the block is immaculate. It looks brand new. The bearings up here are good. The bore is good, other than a little bit of rust at the top where the top ring was sitting. That's why the piston was stuck. Here is the piston. So you can just see a little bit of rust around the top ring there. So what I'm thinking about doing is the place I'm getting the parts from, I'll see if they can quickly hone it. Or does anyone else have any ideas that won't cost that much? Mind you, I do not have a cylinder hone. That's why I was going to get them to do it. But I'm thinking about wire wheeling it, but I don't know if that's really a good idea. I think as long as I clean the block, I don't think it'll be too bad. But if anyone has any ideas to get rid of that little bit of rust in the top, sandpaper, I've heard of that working, but if anyone has any good ideas on how to get rid of that, please let me know. It would be greatly appreciated. I have done a first wash on the bottom half here. There's still bits of metal debris in there. I will go through and I will clean that out more. But other than that, everything turned out good for this engine. Other than that one blown part. Here is the flywheel. Here's the crankshaft. The crankshaft bearing is still on here. That's the top technically right there. And that's the bearing retainer right there. So, but it looks good. Everything's good. I'm gonna keep the crankshaft right there. I think I should probably put it in a bag so it doesn't rust. But or give it a good spray of WD-40. I'm probably gonna spray all this down with WD-40. I've seen that done before to help keep the moisture out of the parts. So I'll most likely end up doing that. But most likely this engine's not going to be apart for very long. I'm going to be getting the part. I'm going to order it tomorrow, or if they're still open, I might go in now. But it's after 5 now, so I doubt they're open. And order the parts. I'm trying to keep most of the block bolts in where they were. As you can see, it's a mess in here. I do fully agree. It is a mess in here. I hate this shop, really. I organize stuff, and then it's me. I'm very disorganized after I organize my stuff, so I don't know. But anyways, I shouldn't have a problem getting the piston back in without a ring compressor. It seems like I'll be able to get them in there, but only issue I'm having is with that little bit of rust. I actually pulled the piston out through the bottom, and there was a little bit of scraping noise in there. All that is where it was seized at the top. Basically, the piston was seized up a little bit at the top. That's all it really was. That's why it wouldn't really move. Because I have heard of engines running with this balancer breaking before, but they knock quite a bit. So that's most likely why he stopped using it, because it was knocking. And then basically where the piston left was stopped, that's right where it rusted. So that's my guess. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this teardown. I just got to wait on parts. Like I said, I want to try to get the parts as quickly as possible. And I just got to figure out what to do with that little bit of rust in the top of the bore. But other than that, it looks good. There's no scrapes or nothing on that. But probably a light honing would be good for it anyways. So I'll see if they have a hone and see what they'd charge me to do it. So that's a tool I don't need yet, so I don't plan on buying it. I just spent enough money on my parts washer, so that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.